Before my budget, I was just like any average 26-year-old. I was living from paycheck to paycheck. I never put money aside for those emergency expenses. I constantly scraped through to pay my rent at the end of the month. I didn't think about how I was going to pay my electricity bill until it was 2 days overdue. It was really frustrating, and you always sat around with your friends complaining that you had no money, yet you didn't really do anything about it, or I was still always spending money on things that I didn't really need, even though I didn't have any money for those things. I'd tried budgeting tools, and I'd even, done a whiz-bang Excel spreadsheet with all my expenses in it, thinking that somehow that would change my behaviour and that I'd be able to save money. But it wasn't until I sort of learned about MyBudget and what they did that I realised that I needed that external kind of control over my finances, and that I didn't have the willpower to actually stop spending money on things that I shouldn't be. From that very first meeting that I had with MyBudget, I could immediately see that actually there was this money that I was just wasting away that could be put aside for a better investment, like a trip overseas, or maybe even one day to save for a house. They look after my money when it comes in after each pay, make sure all my bills are paid, but then also give me money to spend on things that I love doing, like going out for dinner with my friends, going to the movies. Before joining MyBudget, one thing that I was worried about is that I wouldn't have control over my own money, that if I ever ran short at the end of the week, I wouldn't actually be able to access my own funds. But it's completely the opposite. Suddenly I've got, a surplus of money because they're actually putting money aside for me, and it's really, really easy to access that money on the website whenever I need it. So MyBudget's just really given me the structure and support I needed to live within my own means. I'm paying all my bills on time, I'm saving money, and I'm not missing out on anything that I used to do. For the first time ever, I just feel really comfortable in my own financial position. Now every time I get a bill, I don't even have to think about it. I can just put it away because I know MyBudget has already set aside the money for it, that it's going to be paid on time, and I just don't even have to think about it. It's a really amazing feeling to not have to think about your bills. Together, we've also set aside money so that I can do the things I love, going out to dinner with girlfriends, going to see a movie, buying clothes. They were all expenses that I had before MyBudget, but I just would buy them sporadically and never really think about it. And now that that money's actually budgeted for and I know when I can afford these things, then they're so much more enjoyable, and all those experiences have become guilt-free. MyBudget are helping me to pay off some credit card debt, but I think the best thing since joining with them is that I haven't ever felt that I've even had to touch a credit card. On top of all of this, I'm saving for a trip to the US. The MyBudget website is really easy to use. I'll often jump in and have a look at my 12-month budget. It's amazing to see your little savings account increasing week by week. If I ever have a new bill come in, or if money hasn't deposited into my account when I expected, I'll just shoot a message through to one of the staff members, and they always get back to me within a couple of hours. MyBudget staff are really friendly and have always been really, really awesome to deal with. Anytime I've encountered them, they've been super, super helpful. Due to my sort of busy work schedule, I often just jump online and message them through the app because it's much easier for me, and they always get back to me within a couple of hours. I would definitely never hesitate to recommend MyBudget to someone else who feels like they've got money troubles. MyBudget's only going to help your position and make life so much easier and stress-free for you. You've really got nothing to lose by giving them a call and seeing how they can help.